After the whistle starts in Altoona, where this happened, Garrett Jasper fumbled the ball and Jalen Robertson scooped it up for the Red Dragons for an 81-yard touchdown to make the score 21-7. But would that be enough? Hi, I'm Ryan Lowy. We'll have more on that game and others from tonight's playoff matchups.
And I'm Will Dirksen. Last Saturday saw Penn State football lose to Michigan for the third straight year. We'll give you the rewind. Plus, how will the Nittany Lions bounce back on Senior Day against Rutgers? All that and more coming up on After the Whistle.
Wow, need more communication.
Tonight brings us to Altoona's Mansion Park, with Cambria Heights and Purchase Line competing for the 1A District 6 Championship. Heights and Purchase Line faced off for the second time this season, but there was more on the line tonight. Both teams enter the Mansion Park field ready for the game. First quarter, Highlanders get on the board. Garrett Jasper run makes it 7-0. Red Dragons quarterback John Ellick here throws it to the wrong jersey. Cambria Heights still up 7-zip. Stephen Nellen cashes in on the turnover, takes the handoff, gets by a few Red Dragons. It is 14-0 Highlanders, and the rain was not a friend for both teams tonight. The Red Dragons punter muffs it. It is recovered by the Highlanders. They take it to the end zone, 21-zip, Cambria Heights. Just as the Highlanders want to extend their lead, Jasper fumbles the ball, and this is our play of the week. Jalen Robertson scoops it up and takes it to the house for the Red Dragons, 81 yards, and it's 21-7 in favor of Cambria Heights. Do the Red Dragons have more fire to breathe? John Ellick here on this next play will hand it off to Jalen Robertson for a touchdown, but they would miss the extra point. 21-13 Highlanders at that point. Cambria Heights adds another touchdown and takes the victory, 27-13 over Purchase Line. Cambria Heights improves to 10-3 and will face South Williamsport next week. Purchase Line falls to 9-4. Our game reporter Trip Tagle was at tonight's game. Trip, what went down in Mansion Park?
Well, it started raining on our way out to Altoona, and it didn't stop until the final whistle blew. The weather, as well as a clean game played by Cambria Heights, compared to the costly penalties of Purchase Line, led to a decisive playoff win for the Highlanders.
These two teams met at the beginning of the season, with Cambria Heights falling short against Purchase Line in a gritty 7-19 loss.
I mean, the first game didn't go our way. We lost that game, but I was proud of the way the kids battled. You know, we needed to come back and correct some things. I thought we did. You know, our goal each week was to get better each week, and I thought we did that.
Cambria Heights got off to a commanding 21-0 start at the end of the first quarter, largely in part to the explosive on-the-ground plays of Stephen Nealon.
We prepared well. We had a great game plan coming to the game. We knew we had to do, and we executed greatly.
Purchase Line was able to put two scores up on the board, one coming off of an explosive 81-yard fumble return touchdown. But due to the cool-headedness of Cambria Heights' front five and quarterback Isaac Weiland, the Highlanders were able to stay ahead.
We had to run the ball a lot more, but we could pass when we had to. But our offensive line did amazing tonight, and they opened holes for Steven and all the other running backs.
The Highlanders will now head to the second round of state playoffs next week. This win gives Cambria Heights its first football district title in school history. Reporting in studio, I'm Trip Tagle.
McDowell trying to tie the game, and Artis Simmons punches it in, sending this game to overtime. He scores. McDowell would soon answer, and we went to double overtime. McDowell would tie it up. We'd go to the triple overtime. Furmanek, where's your boy? There he is. Oh, it's loose, baby. The ball's on the ground. State High wins the game 57-50, triple overtime. There it is. There's the game ball.
Let's set the steam. State College and Erie McDowell played in the same round of the playoffs 1 year ago. The Little Lions held off the visitors in a game with more than 100 points with a layer of snow on the turf. Now, State College has to trip up to Erie, hoping to have a happy ride back here to State College. The Little Lions make the 3-hour road trip from State College all the way to Erie tonight to take on McDowell. They're going to look to keep their PIAA playoff season alive. Starting off with a state high punt, the snap is a little high for John Ziff, who gets leveled by Benny Whitaker, who recovers the ball. While defense was important, McDowell's offense allowed them to shine against State High tonight. McDowell running back Stephon Porter would punch it in on the ground for a red zone touchdown. The Little Lions would try to keep up with a common connection of Eddie Corkery to wide receiver Ty Salazar for 6. However, McDowell would get 2 more rushing touchdowns to pull away. Here's quarterback Blaze Myers would notch a TD of his own on a QB sneak, while running back Dominic Berarducci would also find the end zone in the closing moments of the contest. Wow, what a crazy game this was as it came to a wrap all the way in Erie. As you can see, here's that final play. They're able to take it to the house. The Little Lions threw out as much as they had tonight. Everything in the playbook, but it wasn't enough for Matt Lintel and his unit, as the Trojans would come out victorious from Erie with a final score of 47-20. The Little Lions season would come to an end tonight in the first round, while McDowell lives to play another day.
After Central's 3A District Championship win last week, the Dragons rode their momentum into DuBois for the first round of the PIAA playoffs against Clearfield. Let's go to 1:45 left in the first quarter. Both teams eagerly anticipating Clearfield quarterback Will D'Amico, looking like Lamar Jackson out there, gets the Bison into Central territory and into the red zone on the quarterback run. And 2 plays later, Brady Collins takes the handoff, runs to the right, to the house from 20 yards out, giving Clearfield the early 7-0 lead. It would take until 3 minutes left in the second for Central to respond. Hunter Smith, right up the middle, ties the game from 3 yards out for the score. We are tied at 7. Still tied at 7. Final seconds of the first half. D'Amico, a pass to the end zone, but is picked off by Eli Muethler at the goal line, preventing the touchdown and keeping the score tied at the half. However, both teams would explode in the second half, with Central getting the victory 41-35 in double overtime. The Dragons keep their undefeated record alive and advance to the next round of the PIAA playoffs. Coming up next, a flashback to what went wrong for Penn State in its loss to Michigan on Saturday.
But first, let's turn to some scores from across the PIAA playoff action. We'll see you right here.
Hello and welcome back to After the Whistle, brought to you by Com Radio, Center County Report, and Penn State's chapter of Awesome.
It's time to rewind. Penn State lost to Michigan on Saturday at a score of 21-15. Reporter Gianna Kutaya has more.
For the Nittany Lions, any hopes of making it to the Big Ten championship game or the playoffs died on Saturday as they suffered their second loss of the season. Despite Michigan's head coach sitting out of the game because of a 3-game suspension, the Wolverines grinded out a 24-15 win. Penn State's offense again struggled to move the ball down the field, as Drew Aller only tallied 70 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown, while also rushing for a touchdown. Coach James Franklin placed much of the blame on play calling.
We got to do a better job of calling a game to allow a quarterback to get into rhythm. That is critical. We got to find easy completions for a quarterback to get into rhythm.
Franklin also faced questions about 2 failed 2-point conversions.
We're down by 4. We wanted to put ourselves in a position to get it back to a field goal game. Again, those were all the numbers we worked through from an analytics standpoint as a staff. Everybody was comfortable with that. It was the right thing to do.
It's another agonizing loss for the Lions against a marquee opponent. Michigan dominated the Nittany Lions on the ground, racking up 227 rushing yards. Michigan's star running back Blake Corum led the day with 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Wolverines never even attempted a pass beyond the second quarter.
Thanks, Gianna. Now let's see how the Blue and White will move forward in their last home game of the season against the Scarlet Knights. Reporter Olivia Dunn has the scoop.
The past is the past, according to senior defensive tackle Devon Ellies. Coming off a tough loss to Michigan last Saturday, he says the team is only looking forward.
We just need to keep going, keep on track, stay on track, keep being exactly who we say we are.
The Nittany Lions welcome Rutgers tomorrow for the annual senior game. Coach James Franklin says he hopes graduating players take in every moment, and he hopes they feel the love from their fans.
I hope the fans show their appreciation for all the hard work that these guys have put in, representing the university the right way, both on and off the field.
Rutgers currently owns a program-high 3 conference wins, but the Knights also are coming off a shutout loss against Iowa last week. Last season, the Nittany Lions marched to Piscataway and won 55-10. On offense, there'll be a new face in the booth. Franklin says former Rutgers defensive coordinator and current offensive analyst Rob Smith will put on the headset in place of fired Mike Yursich.
Just one of our most experienced guys. You know, he's been a defensive coordinator at Duke. He's been a defensive coordinator at Rutgers. He's been a defensive coordinator at Minnesota. Just a very experienced guy that we think can bring a lot of value for us.
Now, there's only one thing left to do.
Rutgers. Yeah, next week, we're on to the next week. Michigan's done. Now we're on to Rutgers.
Thanks, Olivia. You can catch all the action tomorrow on Com Radio as Alex Rocco and Jacob Schnur have the call.
Penn State All Sports Museum has a new exhibit in honor of the great Franco Harris, who passed away last December.
The thing that we really kind of hit upon as being probably one of Franco's most defining characteristics was his absolute willingness to take photos with everybody.
The tribute is a mural of photos fans took to commemorate their time with Franco Harris and his own legacy. Our own John Drager was at the unveiling on Sunday, where he spoke to Harris' wife, Dana. He said when fans met Franco, it wasn't your normal meet and greet. The mosaic is made up of about 2,000 pictures of people with Harris, ranging from family to friends to fans. Memories line the wall in the museum lobby, open from 10 to 4, Tuesdays to Saturdays, and noon to 4 on Sundays. Well, Ryan, growing up in the Pittsburgh area, you can really understand how that area feels about Franco Harris, and it's great to see Penn State honoring him.
I'm a big fan of energy. I hope there's some energy, as I know a lot of people have left campus for tomorrow's big game versus Rutgers. I'll be there. You're going to see me. I'm going to be all the way at the top screaming, going, hello, everybody. I'm very excited for the game tomorrow. I'm very sad no one's going to be there.
I'm excited, too. I mean, these seniors have worked so hard, and to send them off with the win would be great for James Franklin. But that's all for Week 13. Make sure you scan the QR code below to get access to all of our extra social media content. I'm Will Dirksen.
And I'm Ryan Lowy. We'll be taking a break next week for the holiday, but stay tuned for our final wrap show coming in December. Thanks for joining us tonight to catch up on some high school football across this area. From all of us at After the Whistle, have a happy Thanksgiving.